Hiya gang, I'm MyRadar meteorologist Matthew Cappucci. Have you ever skied on a beach? Probably not, doesn't sound very easy. But that's exactly what thousands of skiers and snowboarders in Europe are facing this week thanks to a sudden outbreak of dust from the Sahara Desert in Africa. By the way, if you're joining on YouTube, be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel. We have tons of really cool science explainers like this one that you won't want to miss. Africa is an enormous continent that stretches from the mid-latitudes north of the equator to deep in the southern hemisphere. Near the equator, a band of converging winds known as the Intertropical Convergence Zone results in frequent downpours and thunderstorms. Central Africa is lush and verdant, and some areas are even rainforest. In northern Africa, however, the air sinks, warms, and dries. That creates the Sahara, the largest non-polar desert in the world. It occupies more than 3.5 million square miles. For comparison, the continental United States spans only 3.1 million square miles, so the Sahara is bigger. The sand in the Sahara Desert isn't like what you'd see at the beach. It's fine, dusty, and gritty, akin to makeup or powder. In fact, I actually have some right here to show you. Ignore the fact that it's in a pickle jar, because the last time I went to the Sahara, I brought some back to the United States in a Pringles container for exactly this purpose and then transferred to a glass pickle jar. But you'll notice, look how fine it is. Might be tough to see in this camera shot, but it's almost like Cheeto dust. It's extremely small, the particulates are lightweight, so it's easy to loft. Of course, getting this through airport security was pretty darn challenging, but, well, it's all in the name of science, right? Now that dust I collected was from the Morocco-Algeria border, but why is this dust in Europe? We can blame a low-pressure system offshore of Rabat, Morocco. You see this swirl captured via satellite? It marks the counterclockwise spin of a surface low. Ahead of the low, strong southerly winds are picking up this dust and transporting it northward. It covered the sky on Tuesday above the Iberian Peninsula, turning day into an amber dusk in Spain, Portugal, and France. On Wednesday and Thursday, Germany was impacted. The pictures were reminiscent of what you'd expect to find on Mars. High-resolution models from NASA even suggest a thin filament of dust could make it as far north as the Arctic Circle, passing over Scandinavia. Norway, Sweden, and Finland may see a slight, and I emphasize slight, discoloration in the skies. Residents of the United Kingdom have reported a muddy rain since downpours scour aerosols out of the atmosphere. The technical term for that is actually scavenging. Snowboarders and skiers in the Austrian Alps and the French Pyrenees encountered a thick sludge of sand that made recreation a bit tough. The dust plume should largely dissipate by Friday, but might linger over southern Spain and parts of the Mediterranean until Saturday. Though this all sounds crazy, it has happened before and will happen again. A dust plume in April of 2019 brought sandy rain to the UK and also sent dust up to Scandinavia. It happens once every year or two, though this is an unusually dramatic event. In the heart of the plume, dust loading, or how much dust is present in a column of atmosphere, is about 5 grams per square meter. Picture a column of atmosphere 1 meter by 1 meter across. The amount of dust contained from the bottom to the top of the atmosphere would roughly equal the weight of 2 pennies. While Saharan dust might seem like a nuisance, and frankly, it is, it can occasionally be useful to us meteorologists. During the summertime, it works as a tracer for us that marks where the Saharan air layer is. The Saharan air layer is a strip of hot, dry air a couple miles above the ground. It caps off pockets of rising air from the lower atmosphere, suppressing hurricane growth. Satellites can see where the sky is tinged brown by the Saharan air layer. We know during hurricane season that the Saharan air layer presents a lesser risk of hurricane and cyclone development. Saharan dust has even made it to the US before, causing sunsets to look yellow and making skies appear milky white. In June of 2020, an outbreak of Saharan dust degraded air quality from Puerto Rico to the Texas Gulf Coast, posing a hazard for vulnerable populations, especially the elderly and people with asthma or respiratory conditions. In the meantime, we'll stay on top of the story and keep you updated. I'm MyRadar meteorologist Matthew Cappucci.
Follow MyRadar on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Download MyRadar on iOS, Android, Amazon Alexa, Xbox, and Windows.